So here's a couple of things to think about when it comes to goals. What is the current snapshot of your medical practice right now? Okay, as of early 2025, what is the current number of membership patients you have? What is the average amount that they pay you every year as your patient? Thereby, what is your current annual revenue? Now, are you at your desired panel size? And if not, how many more patients do you need to reach your desired panel size? How many new patient leads come in per month? Do you know? What is your conversion percentage? In other words, the number of patients that actually become patients, members of your practice, based on the total number of leads that came in and based on the total number of meet and greet discussions. Do you know it? What does it cost your practice to acquire a new patient? Do you know it? I hope these are good questions. I hope they're tantalizing questions and it makes you think and maybe even a little bit uncomfortable because we need to figure out what your goals truly are. Now, in the idea of goal planning, what is your long-term planning for next year, 2026? Similar questions. What is the desired number of membership patients you want to have at the end of 2026? Maybe it's different, but what about the average amount paid per year per patient next year? What is your total desired revenue going to be? What is your desired panel size? By the end of next year, have you filled your panel completely? Do you have a solid waiting list? And here's another thing. If you're a solo practitioner office, have you thought about growing your practice by bringing on another MD, a DO, a PA, or an NP to help you grow? These are excellent questions that I want you to ponder. Finally, will you need more office admin staff, nurses, front desk? I don't know your numbers. You do. And if you don't know them, let's figure them out right now. We need to dig into your actual numbers and based on your actual numbers, figure out if you currently receive enough leads to reach your desired annual goals. I've created a spreadsheet in Google Documents for you. It's called the Lead Generation Targets and Budget Planning Worksheet. Sharp just dropped the link into the chat. You can also scan, by the way, obviously I've got a lot of QR codes in here. You're welcome to scan if convenient. This is what the spreadsheet looks like, and we're going to work through this in just a moment. Now, the way this works is you get to the document by the link or scanning the QR. In Google Docs, you then save the document to your own account, and then you should be able to change the numbers in the orange boxes. Based on what you change in the orange boxes, the spreadsheet is going to automatically calculate your numbers. And feel free to change the numbers, add higher for this, lower for that, whatever, so you really get a good idea of what this looks like, okay? I'm going to jump over to this budget worksheet, and we're going to try some numbers to see how it works. Here's the worksheet. All right, so the questions that we have are some of the goals that we just went through. For example, how many membership patients does your practice currently have? In my spreadsheet, I wrote 50, but let's say, I don't know, let's say you have 80 patients right now. How many patients would you like to have at the end of this year, at the end of 2025? Well, I'm going to change my number to 160 because for this example, we want to double our patients. So the spreadsheet says this is the number of new membership patients that that need to be acquired by the end of the year to meet your goal. 80. Obviously, 160 minus 80 is 80. How many months remain before the end of the year? 11, right? February through December. Now, number 7 here, this is the number of new patients that need to be acquired each month. Now, the next box is talking about finances. What is your average annual membership fee per patient? I put in 3,000. Let's say, I don't know, 4,000. Talked to a physician the other day, 4,000 is their magic number. So if a practice has 160 member patients who are paying on average $4,000 per year, that means the annual revenue of that practice will be $640,000. This equates to $53,000 per month gross revenue. Now we're going to talk a little bit about lead flow. How many patient leads do you receive on an average month? And every practice is different. Let's just start with, I don't know, 10. And from 1 to 0, what is the percentage of average conversion rate from a lead to a signed up membership? For example, one enrollment in 5 would be 20%. So let's say you're better than that. Let's say it's 50%. Out of every 2 people that's a lead, 1 signs up with you. All right. Now, what it calculated for us right now is based on the number that you have, the number you want to grow to, how many months remain. It's going to tell you if you only are receiving 10 per month and you only close 50% of them, 1 out of 2, you will not receive enough leads to meet your goals this year. How many people are you missing it by? In this example, 2.27, which to me sounds like 3 people, right? Now, one final thing, how many years do you expect a membership patient to stay with your practice on average? I put a number here, 5, maybe 4, maybe 7. Whatever you want to do, you can change the number there. But based on $4,000 average per year, and let's say 6 years that the person will be a patient, that's a value, a lifetime value of $24,000 for that patient. So again, hopefully you have access to this spreadsheet and you change the numbers to work with your specific situation so you know what your goals, your planning, your revenue, your targets have to be. And then from there, the next tab is the marketing budget allocations. And this is what it's going to look like. We're going to jump back here in a moment. Now, let's say from the previous screen, we said our practice does $640,000. So now here in the annual projected revenue, we're going to type in $640,000. If you want to change this, feel free to do so. Now, what is your marketing budget for the year? You can enter the percentage here. 6% is a good rule of thumb for a typical marketing budget. It's not fast growth. It's more slow or stable. If you wanted to grow, you want to be aggressive with it, 10%, maybe 12%. 3% is too small at conservative. Let's just say I leave it at 10% for easy math. This shows that if your practice is doing $640,000 gross revenue and your marketing budget is 10%, obviously that means your total marketing budget is $64,000 for the year, which equates to $5,300 per month. Now you have the opportunity to break down your $5,300 per month into percentages. What percentage do you want to allocate to online marketing? 85% is a good number. Allocated to offline marketing, like billboards or, listed in a magazine, something like that, newspapers, say 10%, and allocated to repeat business, maybe 5%. Feel free to change these. Just be sure that these 3 percentages add up to 100%. Can't spend more than 100%. Now, here's what's interesting. If 85% of your $640,000 gross revenue, your $64,000 total marketing budget, so your $5,300 per month, it's broken down in this way. Ready for this? In January, your online marketing should be $45,000. Your offline marketing should be $533, and your repeat should be $266. Does that make sense? This is the breakdown of the numbers based on your percentages. Furthermore, if your online allocation of marketing for the year is $54,000, you can break down into further percentages by how much do you wish to invest in your SEO, your PPC, which means management and ad spend, as well as other marketing like display ads or retargeting. The spreadsheet here breaks down all of the numbers based on your actual practice numbers and percentages that you've chosen. I hope all of that makes sense. All right. Finally, the third thing I want to show you, and we'll jump off of the spreadsheet, is that we have the annual marketing calendar. This is a spreadsheet showing you examples of topics that you can utilize for your marketing throughout the year. Down the first column, you obviously have the month of the year, January through December. And then the other columns are pay-per-click ads, email or blog topics, social media posts, SEO focus, and also digital display ads. For example, in the month of February, the PPC ads may be love your health, ads that emphasize a doctor-patient relationship. February is obviously Valentine's, so it's things about love. Maybe an email or blog about fall in love with your health, highlighting the benefits of longer appointments and preventative care. This is just to give you ideas of what you can do to market. And if you think, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to share, I don't know what to write, I don't know what to create, start here and utilize it, and then it'll get easier, I promise. Hopefully that makes sense. By the way, if you do have questions as we're going through this, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll do the best I can to answer them, but obviously we don't have a lot of time, so I'll do the best I can. All right, coming back here. All right, and as we talked about those percentages, under 5% remains static, 6 to 15% is moderate, and 15% and above is accelerated growth. And we talked about that. All right, we finished the goals and planning section. Let's move to section 2, the biggest marketing trends of 2025. I've got about 5 of them. Let's run through them now. First of all, you have to be living under a rock to not know that AI is revolutionizing business and marketing. You can either utilize it and embrace it or get passed by people who do. So let's talk about it. AI tools can be used to create content for your email.